Guys, I got invited to my very first New York Fashion Week show, the first fashion show of many. So I'm super excited, super grateful, and yeah. Hi everyone, I am Nnenia Yasmeen. I am a retail fashion and business consultant based out of New York City. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. As always, we're gonna jump right in because I'm sharing a pretty big milestone with you all today. I want to get into my experience attending New York Fashion Week for the very first time. I'm what you would consider a micro creator, but that doesn't mean we're not putting ourselves out there and creating big opportunities for ourselves. So again, I just want to share with you all my experience, how I went about getting invited to events as well as the show, but most importantly, some tips and strategies that you all can take with you so that you can make it happen for yourself. So I want to start this video off by saying there is room for you. There is so much going on at New York Fashion Week that you don't see online or social media. I think naturally the big names, the big brands, the big industry professionals are what's getting, if not all, most of the recognition. But I think it's important to remind ourselves what the purpose of New York Fashion Week is. Yes, this is an opportunity for established fashion brands to showcase their collections for the upcoming season, but it's also an opportunity for emerging brands as well. And as someone who is an advocate for independent and emerging brands, as a consultant, I figured this was the direction I would go to align myself in the New York Fashion Week scene as well. I say this all the time, just with what I do with my work, I'm able to see how many dope people there are out there doing dope things that don't get the recognition, but it is happening and they are out there, and this was a reminder of that. And I just think it was a great place to start because it wasn't overwhelming. Like, the support is so well received. These brand owners and designers are so appreciative of your support. Again, they're really excited and passionate about their designs and their brands, and they want to connect with you, they want to share with you. So it was just meaningful all around for me, and I'm sure for them as well. And in fact, the show that I went to, I only got invited to one show, and that is okay. But it was such a full circle moment. Like, I literally couldn't have written a better script, y'all. The brand's fashion show that I attended was by the name Durdo. Not only are they Black owned, not only are they founded by a mother and daughter duo, the show's venue was in a New York City alley. Like, it just gave all the vibes. It smelled, yes, it was street, it was raw, but at the same time it was so glam and luxe and fashion. Their show was on September 7th, which is the last day of my birthday. And I know I've shared on my channel a couple times now that the defining moment in my career where I really decided that I was going to pursue my passions and just things that I love for a living was on my 29th birthday when I got laid off. So how ironic is it that on my 29th birthday I got laid off from a job, but then just 365 days later, on the last day of my 29th birthday, I'm attending my very first New York Fashion Week show. Like, these are things that I just cannot make up. I mean, I've been to fashion shows before, but going to a fashion show in New York City is huge. New York City is one of the fashion capitals out of the entire world. So that was really a moment for me that I will literally never forget. But now let's just get into how I got invited. So yeah, I only went to one actual show, and then I think I went to like maybe 3 or 4 events. I actually lost count. Again, this was the week of my birthday, so I was super busy. So I did as much research as I could, primarily through social media. I'm very big on, again, supporting talent, brands, companies, so I follow a lot of them on social media. Agencies are a great place to start if you're looking for opportunities. They are usually very vocal about the events they'll have going on. They'll share them on their stories, they'll post them on their TikTok pages, their Instagram pages. So again, it's just about you being proactive about how to find these opportunities. I am no stranger to responding 2 stories, I will comment on a brand or agency's post, I will send a DM. Like, this is where it's important for you to just be willing to put yourself out there. I also surprisingly used Threads a lot. A lot of other up-and-coming creators were sharing a lot of information, so again, just connecting with them. That was just my #1 thing, was like social media. A lot of these events and shows do require you to RSVP. So again, if they don't outwardly like share the email to the public, just send them a DM asking for the email to send an RSVP, or if you can RSVP via DM. No one flat out denied me. If anything, they just won't respond. That's literally the worst that can happen, is you just don't hear back from them. So that's okay. Still plant those seeds, shoot your shot, put it out there so that you can get RSVP'd. This is also a great opportunity for you to get on PR lists. They will host their agencies will host a lot of events during New York Fashion Week as well. The actual fashion show that I was able to go to, they were the only ones that asked about my social media accounts and how many followers I have. So that is your reminder to have an online presence. Even if you don't have a ton of followers, just having an online presence can help you in situations like this, because there are some events and shows where it matters. To sum up how I got invited, just take the initiative, be willing to put yourself out there. Unfortunately, there isn't like a step-by-step game plan that you can take, but really aligning yourself and integrating yourself with the industry you want to be a part of will allow you to figure out what's going on, and you then can determine where you want to be and how you can get there. Most people are more than willing to share more information, and they want you to be there because their community, it plays such a huge role in the success of their brand or business. So keep that in mind as well. And this just leads me to my next point, which is I think there is a huge opportunity for emerging brands and aspiring influencers or industry people in general to partner up and collab for greater reach and exposure. Whether it's through content creation, events, reviews, live shopping, interviews, I would definitely encourage brands and influencers to get creative on how they can work together, not only just during New York Fashion Week, but just in general. There's a lot of noise on social media about who's who and where they're at or where you should be, but New York Fashion Week really has so much more to offer, and it's just really not possible for it all to be seen online or social media. I think personally it's great to kind of start small, because you can then learn as you go as well. You'll learn how to connect and network. You'll learn how to communicate what you do and who you are. Starting small kind of just gives you the opportunity to like pitch your ideas, learn the ins and outs of the industry in New York Fashion Week, as well as get insight on what's up and coming so that you are ahead of the trends. So I just think there's so much opportunity and value left on the table, and you can really create your own lane while you're still trying to establish your brand or your niche. Because remember, no matter how big these industries or spaces may seem, they are a lot smaller than you would expect. Like, once you really get integrated into these spaces, you will notice that you start to brush shoulders with the same people, and everybody knows everybody. So it's really important to just start where you can, get your name out there and connect, because it will go further than you think. But this way you'll be more prepared and experienced. Bigger opportunities arise, and that support that you led with should be returned. So I'd say all in all, I learned a lot from this experience, and really that's what it's all about. And it also left me like hungrier for next time around. I definitely have my work cut out for me as I continue to move about this industry. I definitely plan to get invited to more shows and events come February. So I have 6 months to really ham it out and continue down this path of just personally branding myself, whether that's online or in person. So I think that wraps up my first New York Fashion Week experience as a micro creator. I hope this gave you all some insight into not just what it looks like to be a part of the action, but how you can use these types of events to further build those meaningful connections, increase your visibility, and just really cultivate your own personal brand. So remember, it's not always about attending the biggest shows or having the most followers. It's about putting yourself out there and showing up, doing your research, and being open to new opportunities. If you're willing to take the initiative, you'd be surprised at how many opportunities that are out there with your name on it. And I'm saying this from personal experience, so if I can do it, you can do it too. So yeah, I think that's it for today. That will wrap up the video. Be sure to subscribe if you're interested in more tips as well as behind the scenes, and be sure to let me know in the comments if you have any questions or suggestions or just any feedback in general, as well as if you're ready to attend your first fashion week. Until then, I'll see you next time.